And welcome to our show, Geeks Right Podcast, where we talk about video games, TVs, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. And this week we have Anthony.
That's me. Hi. We also have Ted.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, and then Anna.
Yeah, that's me.
And we have a newcomer here.
I'm not a newcomer. I'm
You
an
haven't
old comer.
shown up for like 2 months.
I know my life fell apart.
That's Joey.
Hello again.
It didn't fall apart. You were just ridiculously busy for 2 months.
That's what I mean by fell apart.
Advanced degrees.
And me, Bill, because I didn't introduce
Oh,
myself
I
first
thought you.
this time.
Oh shoot.
And
I was
Bill.
Another host.
Bill,
What's up?
say hi.
What's up?
Okay. Fine.
So, this is Geeks or Wired, where we talk about video games, movies, TV, comic books, technology, and TLDR, the Internet of Things. You can contact us at geeksarwired@gmail.com or give us a phone call, 801-896-4335. That spells geek for you guys who are paying attention out there. You can always check us out on the Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/geeksarwired, and you can sign up for an awesome, amazing Give Us Money every month.
Which gets you podcasts early.
You get stuff, podcasts early. And
Shout out Discord.
maybe we'll do a video with you, or no,
We could.
a live video of us doing podcasting, and you can watch us and be like, "Oh God, they're all fatter than I thought."
If you pay us, we'll do podcast things.
Hey!
Oh, that's good.
We'll
Okay.
continue
And
doing
then
podcast things?
If you give us enough money, we'll tell you that you're great. Like Dave. Dave is great.
Yeah, that Dave guy.
Or you can be
He's
greater
great.
than Dave and get the greater tier, or
Yeah.
you can be the greatest. There's only one greatest.
Yeah,
Who's it gonna be?
I can tell you who it's not. Dave.
Not
Dave's
yet.
pretty great though.
They could be. One day.
One day. Soon.
One Dave.
So,
What's up?
let's start with this new show on Netflix.
That's not.
That's why... Okay, it's not that new. That's why it's not so
Newish.
spoilery.
That's newish.
Newish. It's spoiler week.
It's spoilery, but it's been out for a while, therefore it's less spoilery.
You should have watched it.
But the show is...
Love, Death, and Robots.
So
So if you haven't watched it, go watch it, come back,
yes,
listen to this.
It doesn't. It only takes like
3 hours.
3 hours,
3 hours.
3 to 4 hours to watch them all.
Also,
3 hours.
make sure the kids aren't watching with you because it is
Oh,
not safe
yeah.
for the children.
Like the first episode is definitely not. The second
There's-
one is pretty good actually.
Yeah, that's
Second
yeah.
one's not gruesome
There's,
at all.
The gratuitous nudity, lots of blood, realistic looking stuff, plus Topher from that '70s show and Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim.
So what I was gonna say though was
Brain.
that something I noticed, and I didn't notice this until I looked at TV Showtime, but at the very beginning of each episode, it starts off with the 3 like squares, and then it cycles through them to make it show like kind of give you a hint of what the episode's going to be about.
Emojis, like what the
Kind of
episode's
emoji-esque ones, yeah.
about. Mhm.
The first one I noticed that on was the one where they get stuck in the time loop. The first one is a snake eating its tail, like a picture of that.
That's an Arboros.
Is it?
That's what it's
Okay.
called. An Arboros. I don't know that I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's what it is.
There's an entire sub...
A whole subreddit. Just
Yeah,
about,
there's the time loop one. That one.
Well, yeah.
a whole subreddit just dedicated to it.
There's so many cats in this.
Yes.
Like between cats and dismembered hands, that's what they like.
And vampires.
There wasn't that many vampires.
There was like 4 episodes of vampires.
Hmm?
So, okay, I guess that's the other thing. So, do you guys think
Nope.
they have any relationship between each other?
Nope.
I don't personally think so. Like, I know you told me that, but I don't see how. Some of them maybe, but it's stretching.
Nope.
I don't see that they're all tied in, but there's definitely certain things out of them that I think that they are tied together.
The fridge one was amazing.
That one is one of my favorites too, and that's the one that I was telling Bill about. So then he made his lady friend watch it, and she didn't like it as much as she liked the other ones.
So I ranked them.
Off of TV Showtime.
Yes, that helped a lot.
Let me see
I
how my
ranked them,
ratings
and
compare.
that one was not my favorite. Actually, that one was. I think that one may have been my least favorite.
I think one of my favorite ones was. Oh, what did I say it was? I really liked the
Yogurt.
The yogurt one was interesting, but the one I really liked, I think, was the steampunky one, where it was taking place in Hong Kong. That one was really interesting to me.
Do you know the title of the one that you're talking about?
Nope, but I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, let me just pull it back up.
I just gotta go to the show. Found the show.
We're all
Good hunting.
going to TV Showtime
Or Reddit.
and looking up the stuff.
Apparently, didn't mark those as watched. That's weird.
Is it just called TV Time?
TV Showtime.
Well,
Yeah,
also, I think they may
yeah.
change it to TV
Is it
time
an
release.
app?
Yes,
Yeah, and a website.
but if you have the app, then that's how you can track what shows you've watched. Or if you fall asleep in the middle of a show, and then you need to know where you marked it off at last.
It's actually really, really good for the modern age of Netflix and Hulu and all that, especially if you don't have, you just don't watch things when they're live. Like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. And did I watch that show? So, okay, I go with it. I can see a relationship between them, but it's like early Black Mirror or early, Outer Limits or something, where they don't seem very related, but and even like Heavy Metal, it doesn't seem related, but you can easily tie these things together.
So, I have a question, slightly unrelated. The CG on this,
Which one?
just on specifically Aqua Rift, Beyond the Aqua Rift, there were a lot of times where I could not decide. Like, I knew it was CG, but at first I did not know that.
Is that the Russian one?
No, that's the one.
That's the one where they get stuck out in space.
They jump through space. They end up doing
And
the
there
jump,
was a
and
routing error.
it overshoots them by a couple million light years.
I see.
And it's, yeah, that one is very not safe for work, too. But it's just like the CG on it's just amazing. Like, there's some points where I can definitely tell it's CG, but other times it's real hard. It even made me think that the refrigerator one, it took me a long time to figure out that was real. Like, it was real actors.
That wasn't CG.
Yeah. Like, a lot of it was, but I mean, like, the two main actors in it were real people.
Right.
But it took me a long time to try to find that out. Alternate Histories was kind of a fun one. Kind of weird. Like, the art was kind of weird, but...
That one was... And also, each of these episodes vary from, like, minutes to a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of them are based off of stories or books.
Yeah, so I noticed that.
So...
Like, Aqua Rift is based on... Or the Beyond the Aqua Rift is based off of a
short story.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's more to that story, because some people are like, well, it felt like it was kind of rushed or something like this. Apparently the story that it is based off of explains a lot of little details that are skimmed over. And if you pay attention to the episode, you see what's coming up at the very end.
That's kind of like what was it? Something Horizon, Event Horizon. That movie.
Oh my goodness.
If you watched it, you just kind of watched it. It wasn't too bad, but like they kept having like really flashes of like super ultra gore that you had to like pause it to see
Yeah,
what was
so
going on with it.
Tangent on that movie. I didn't know it was that kind of movie when I watched it, because I don't like those kind of movies. I hate them.
That must have been.
And I was invested at that point,
Oh,
but my goodness.
Well, that's the thing though. Like it never like went full on gore for too long,
No, but just like, it just threw me for a loop. Like, it was normal for a little while,
and then it'd be like,
and then I got kind of thinking in my head, this is that kind of movie, isn't it? And then it happened.
That's the one with the guy that like got stuck in the wall of the ship or something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was kind of gory.
So, back to Love, Death, and Robots. Helping Hand really bothered me.
Where she rips her own arm off and throws it to like
Oh.
get back to
To propel her. Like,
the ship.
she at first takes off the glove and then just has her arm just slowly freeze, which you can kind of come back from, but she misses by like a foot. And so then she just decides to tear off her arm and throw it, because what else are you going to do?
Honestly, once it's frozen that much,
Yeah, at that
And
point,
honestly,
there was no going back for her. But
in reality, once she took it off and it froze, it was probably gone anyways. Because circulation...
depends on how fast she got back to it.
Do you remember House, the TV show?
Yeah,
Remember how his leg was pretty much worthless to him?
yeah.
That's what would have happened to her. She wouldn't be able to
Probably.
use it because all circulation... It just... If you tourniquet something like that, and basically that's what she did by tourniqueting it and then freezing it, she basically guaranteed that thing would have to be cut off. So her ripping it off was just the painful. Though I don't think she would have felt as much pain. And
No,
I think it
she
would have
wouldn't have.
snapped easier. Because it would have been so cold.
I don't
She
know
would
that
have
it
just like
freezes
slapped
that
it against...
fast.
Yeah, it freezes that fast.
I've never been in space, so I can't
From
say.
from everything that I've read about it, you will freeze. That's why if you are in space, you exhale because the oxygen in your lungs will
condense.
will condense. It'll also make the water vapor in your lungs actually freeze up and be more painful that way.
Well, it'll be
Basically,
more
once you're in
painful,
space-
and it will actually, rupture the air sacs in your lungs.
My
So
favorite
you can't
part is
breathe
that if
anymore.
you're in a spacesuit like that and then you throw up, there's a non-trivial chance of you just suffocating on your own, drowning in your own vomit.
Yeah. If you're
You
in
don't
a,
even need a pool; it'll just like stick to you.
if you're in a lower gravity or zero gravity area, too.
Well, it's because you're in a suit and you can't open up the suit to let it out,
You
and it
can't
just sits
get
around
your
in your
hands
mask.
to your face either,
Right.
so that's
Yeah.
great.
It's pretty gross. So, if we categorize them between cute ones and adult ones, the Three Robots was my favorite cute one,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
and then I think my favorite adult one was probably the very last one. I think it was with the Russians.
the Secret War.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one. That one was cool.
I don't know. I'm torn between that one. Shapeshifters.
Shapeshifter was also cool. That one, sometimes I had a hard time figuring out if it was real or not, too.
With the werewolf.
Sometimes.
And the first one, Sony's Edge.
Yeah, that one was a good one to start off with. The weirdest one, I think, in my opinion, was Zima Blue.
That's actually one of my favorites.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I did enjoy it. It was just like out of all the art styles, it was the one that was the most different.
So I liked the idea because I've been reading a lot of books about simplifying and minimalism and all that.
Which is what he was doing.
It's
I think
totally what he was doing. He was just like, go back to a simpler state of life.
I think where Joey hasn't seen any of them.
Oh, I'm fine. You guys can
No,
spoil
but
whatever,
here's the thing.
but-
So my prediction is that I think you would really like the Zima Blue episode.
I'll have to take a look at it.
So it's this artist paints these big murals, and at a certain
Here,
point
look at that.
he starts putting this blue dot in his artwork, and the blue dot just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and like some of his art is like epically huge.
Ooh.
So, but it all has to do with this little
I
girl
think it does.
tinkering with her cool pool cleaning robot and just making it better incrementally and whatnot. And I feel like that would touch a nerve in your interests.
Yeah. I did like the
And
art
whatnot,
style a
so.
lot. It was just way different and kind of jarring at first.
I don't like the sharp edges and stuff like that it had. I just don't like that style that much.
Looking at those, it kind of reminds me of like the Samurai Jack type
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like
art
that.
style.
And I'm not. I mean, it has its place, and I just personally don't like the aesthetic as much.
So I was wrong about the Beyond the Aquila Rift.
Aquila.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that too. It's not a short story. It's a thick novel.
Is it called that?
That's it. Yeah.
Wait.
Does
Does
That
that
is-
say 700 or 7,000?
where are you?
Right here. I think it says 700. At
Oh.
first I thought it said
table.
7,000.
765.
Oh, so
pa-
that's not that big. That's Harry Potter. The last Harry Potter.
Hey, look, Zima Blue.
Is that Is
that also
a
from the same one?
collection of stories, or is it like a?
This is the story. I can, if you guys talk about, I will get what they all are from.
Okay.
So where you guys talk.
Are we supposed to talk? I thought we'd just sit here and watch you browse the web, because that makes for good podcasting, boy.
It does
Yeah.
not.
Welcome to Geeks Are Wired, where we
Blind
watch
spot
our host,
weird.
Bill, browse the web.
What did you guys think about the one for alternate histories? And it was basically Adolf Hitler and the different ways that it could have turned out.
If he died or died at different points.
I personally enjoyed that episode.
Hey, you could have actually knocked it out. It was like
Mm-hmm.
1 minute long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
No,
good. It was
It
solid.
was like 6.
Was it
That
really
was
that
pretty
long?
short.
I think it was really that long.
He gets hit by comets. He like dies by having too much humpy hump time.
that's
Yeah.
a rough day.
He gets rescued
There's-
by
That's by
future
Snoo
cyborg Hitler.
Oh yeah.
There was some time war going on. And anyways, it ends with him violating the one time traveling
Yeah.
rule where you don't touch your doppelganger.
Yeah. He hugged himself. Which anybody who's seen Infinity Wars, I mean, in-game, never mind.
You ready for the books? I found it fairly quickly.
Okay.
All right, the first one, Sony's Edge, is from Sony's Edge, from Second Chance at Eden. 3 Robots is the 3 robots experience objects left behind from the era of humans for the first time, from Robots versus Fairies. The third episode of The Witness is
Apparently an
Original?
original script,
couldn't
question
find
mark.
it.
Maybe.
Couldn't find anything else related to it. The fourth one,
Maybe.
Suits, is from Snafu Future Warfare.
Which one's Suits?
Suits was...
It's the farmers
Oh, the
that
farmers.
Oh, yeah.
are in those
Oh, that
robot
was really
suits
good.
that
I
go
like that
fighting.
one.
I didn't expect on the zoom out.
Yeah.
Mech Warrior Farmers?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
That sounds pretty cool.
They try to save their
That was
farm
funny.
from these
We've been
like
telling you to watch
monsters
this,
or creatures.
but you're so busy like enhancing yourself that you just don't watch stuff.
It's okay. At some
Which
point,
means you would really relate to these.
at some point, I'll have some downtime and I'll watch these between, I don't know, whatever.
You'll
Whenever
enhance
you,
yourself
also
so much.
when you finish Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah, sometimes I'm done. Maybe
We
I'll
need
just
to
take a week off.
Put a TV in your basement or in your garage.
I think I've got like an extra week of vacation that my girlfriend doesn't have, so I'll just use that to watch like all the shows.
A staycation.
Yeah,
Dude, we can now talk about all the stuff that we haven't.
yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
stay home,
I
eat
think-
junk food, and watch TV.
Anna and I might be getting HBO Go so we can watch Game of Thrones here pretty soon because we have missed
Whoa.
every single episode at this point.
Dang.
There's still 3 more.
Yeah. We were thinking
Sorry,
about
2 more?
we were thinking about waiting
2 more.
until we were thinking about waiting until like we could just do it with one like little subscription and not have to pay like a couple months worth.
Oh, you
Man,
could now.
just wait
There's only
until-
2 more.
Wait until the last episode and then just watch the entire season on that Sunday.
Well, there's
Literally-
only 2.5 weeks left.
Literally, you can't go to Stack Overflow without seeing spoilers in the questions on the Hot Topic Network
Just
questions.
stay off of that Stack Overflow.
No, there's a little thing on the right that has like Hot Network questions,
Oh, that's
and
rough.
it's got movies there, and it's like, why did Arya do this, and when right before she was killed, why did so and so do this? Lucky for me, I'm not good with names, so
You're like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is. I'm so excited that I know this person dies, but I don't know who they are.
I was incorrect. It wasn't a whole book. It is a story within that book.
Well, it's Game of Thrones, so I mean, everybody dies.
Everyone loses
going
when they
back
battle
to-
for the throne.
It's just, that'd be quite the ending. Just literally everybody dies.
Yep.
They're like, there's no winners here.
That's what it is. There's no winners in the Game of Thrones.
That's the end
Yeah.
of War Games. Interesting game. The only way to win is to not play.
Mm-hmm.
Sweden.
So Goodwill Hunting comes from Goodwill Hunting.
Well,
Good
the
hunting.
Sucker of Souls is from Sucker of Souls, which is Snafu, Survival of the Fittest.
Was that the Dracula one?
Yes.
Okay.
When Yogurt Took Over is from
When
Yogurt
Yogurt
Took
Took
Over.
Man, these are very
I
original.
know, they just took the exact same names from either short
Makes
stories.
it easier though. I mean, that's nice so you can like go and read the original source and not have to.
The Dump was a weird one.
I liked the dump where there was like a dump monster that, yeah, was pretty cool.
That was the first time where they showed the male genitalia, wasn't it?
No.
It wasn't?
Dracula's balls got shot.
Oh, I didn't notice that part.
Okay, guys.
And he actually says in Latin, ow, I thought it was smaller or I thought it was bigger or something like that.
Yeah.
From a third-person point of view who has not experienced any of this show, it sounds like you're all just pulling my leg. Like, you're like, oh yeah, that's the one where Mecha Farmer Hitler gets his balls shot off. And I'm like,
So this is what, rated TVMA, right?
It's rated TV Netflix. They can do whatever they want.
I'm going to have to check this out because so far, it sounds like I'm incredulous. Like,
So-
this is...
What you'll want to do is if your TV is visible at all from the curb, don't watch the first episode.
I'm going to keep those blinds
Do it.
open.
Open that. Yeah, show the neighbors.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Seriously.
I didn't know that going into it though.
Yeah, if they're looking in my windows, they're going to get an eyeful.
When Anna leaves, I pop up the
All right.
the
I mean-
on my giant TV
we-
and open my blinds.
We're
so.
supposed to watch this naked, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're looking in,
You do whatever you want to do, man.
they got other problems.
Yeah. Okay. What's the next one?
They're pretty much all the same thing. So yes,
a lot of them were from the same book.
blue or below the
Blue Zima or Zima Blue.
and beyond the
Aquila.
is from the same artist, which has been compilated into the
Author.
best. Yeah, that's what I meant. That too, author, artist. They're whatever.
All right.
It's the best of Alistair Reynolds.
Gotcha. So it's just a bunch of short stories.
It is,
Yeah.
Cool.
but
So-
it's a big book stuff.
So the Good Hunting one, I was confused. Was that what one was that? Like it because the description here says the son of a spirit hunter forges a bond with a shape-shifting.
Yeah.
Wu
Oh, yeah.
Jing. I don't remember that one.
That one is the one that takes place in Hong Kong.
So she is a spirit because her mom was killed by this guy's father.
It starts,
Because spirits are supposedly bad things, but the spirit actually ended up being bonded with the person, and the person lied about the spirit being friendly to them and wanted it killed, so they had to go kill the spirit. The daughter spirit survived, but as technology evolved...
when it's transformed, it looks like a fox.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking that might be it, and then I was thinking like, no, that was another anime I watched.
I
That-
mean,
that's the
it
thing
very
about-
well could have been.
Yeah.
all of these...
So
Yeah.
then it was like the future, and that's the steampunky one you were
Yes.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that one was a really good one.
It
too.
all bleeds together, man.
Well, that's the thing. Like you watch them all in such a short succession. Like we watched them twice, and then Anna was watching them when I came home today because she was like, "We're going to talk about them on the podcast. We got to be ready." But yeah, like they're so different that sometimes it's hard to remember that it was part of the same thing. Yep. Ugly Dave calls the garbage dump home.
of the dump.
Yeah.
Dave is great.
But this is Ugly Dave.
So Fish
Where-
Night,
where-
I kind of was so-so.
Yeah, Fish Night was interesting.
It was an interesting idea. I liked where they went with it. It was kind of so-so.
Yeah.
Where the guy gets eaten by a shark
Because he
in the desert.
put
Because he
himself
turned
into a spirit.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
moved into a spirit.
I'm telling you, they were just doing some really
Yeah.
good drugs. That's it.
Lucky
it was
13?
the 70s. It was like the 60s or 70s. So
Lucky
Yeah.
13?
That was interesting.
Yes.
I liked it.
That was.
Even though I said
really
it was
liked
great.
that one. Yeah, I really liked that one actually.
I didn't say it was wow.
I really like that one. And I like because I am one of those people that like 13 is the idea of what you make out of it. So 13 is a lucky number. If no one else wants it, I'll take it. It works out for me.
What's the okay? So the Secret War is from something,
The Secret War is from, guess what? The Secret War.
which is from Snafu Hunters,
Yeah,
which has been
Jeff
referenced
Brown.
a few times, I think.
Yes. Jeff Brown also did Sucker of Souls and Suits.
Good old Suits.
Mm-hmm.
So the Witness, is that actually from a book or like a story,
No,
or is that just
they
kind
said
of more
it-
of an original?
that was the one that was the original one. Apparently, original script.
They have
That
the
one's cool too. That's the one that's like goes in a loop, right? The Ouroboros.
Yeah, the time loop.
Yeah. So a
Whereas-
lady sees a guy killing her.
well. She doesn't see that he killed her.
Microphone.
You're talking to it more.
I did.
You got to be closer.
A lady sees a guy killing her, and then she runs away from him.
And then it's like a 10-minute chase scene.
It's all a chase scene, and then the end of it, you're like, damn.
Because she kills him, and then she looks up, and
Sees him seeing her
Yeah.
killing him.
then it just starts
Oh,
over.
dang.
But the other thing is also they may be in a loop while the rest of the world is not, because when she goes to work trying to find safety, the person at the door goes, "You always have such the interesting reasons for being late to work."
Yeah.
Man, recursive functions are a problem.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good.
Did you notice that in the beginning of it, he was killing a girl who looked vaguely like her?
No, it was her.
I know.
Yeah,
But-
no,
okay.
I
You
got
noticed
that.
that.
I was like,
Okay.
you killed her, and I was like, is it her twin? What's going
Yeah,
on?
I wasn't sure what was going on either, but then I kind of started thinking about it.
Well, she also kept on feeling it, kind of, and she almost saw it. It's like it was her, with her existence in 2 points at one time, it was almost like a quantum existence, so she could see and feel both locations.
Yeah, it did actually kind of indicate that. Because she kept having, like, flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least perceived flashbacks. It could have just been...
Yeah, and then as soon as she was dead, there was only one existence of her.
I think we all probably also liked when the yogurt took over.
Because it's narrated by the guy who did Brain from Peaky and the Brain.
Yes.
And he's talking about how like they genetically engineered yogurt to be intelligent, and then it just took over the earth.
No, it
No,
specifically
it brought
wanted
culture.
Ohio.
It brought culture to
No,
the earth.
it brought
It specifically wanted Ohio.
so it took over the earth, and then yeah, no, I get it. I remember.
Sorry.
And then like they ended up giving it Ohio, and so Ohio was like doing well, and everybody else was like living destitute because the
They
yogurt
deviated.
was a good leader.
And then they
And
took
then
over the world.
And then it just left.
Well, no, it took over the world, and then it left after a while.
Yeah, no, it was really good though, and
Yeah.
it was narrated by the Brain from Peaky and the Brain, like in that whole voice and the kind of attitude and everything. so.
Right. Just the way you're describing it kind of reminds me of like that Futurama episode with the worms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that one.
So, yeah, I
Oh, there's the rift.
Mhm.
a solid watch, definitely.
It sounds like it's a heck of a roller coaster.
Oh,
yeah,
it
it's
is.
crazy, and that's the thing. Like, it grabs you, and then like it kind of shakes you, and then you're like, oh, that's crazy, and then another one starts up, and you're like, oh man, what's gonna happen here? And it just keeps going. So
this is why you were saying there's cats in lots of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say there's vampires in lots of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The monsters had a very similar style between the episodes. Not
What
the,
ones had monsters?
ones
most
with-
of them,
let's see. Let's go back through these. Suits.
I think it's more like which ones didn't have monsters.
Suits. Soul Sucker.
Which one was Suits?
Suits was the robot.
The
Robot
farmers.
farmers. They were protecting they had the shield over their little farm, protecting it
They
from
weren't robots. They were mech.
They were
well,
people.
mechs, yeah.
warriors.
So Suits, Soul Suckers. Yes.
That's the two I thought you would bring up, yeah.
I kind of want a John Deere mech suit now.
Well, the thing is, if there's anything wrong
Scroll
with
up a
it, you'll
little
have
bit.
to wait for the John Deere
The
approved.
Secret War.
Yeah, and pay an arm and leg for the new firmware.
Yeah, the Secret War did have it. Yeah, that's the Suits one.
Yeah, the mechs. History.
Dead
Okay,
air.
so those three had it, and and Secret War talked about the origin of these creatures being brought in by dark magic during World War II from Russia.
Wasn't that World War One?
Maybe it was World War One then.
No, it's World War II.
Was it World War II?
It's the Russians brought it in because they were fighting the Nazis.
They were
I
fighting
swear it was
Germany.
World War
It could have
I.
been they were fighting Germany in World War.
No, but the styling and their weapons and everything, it was World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
Scroll up
What
so
was
Joey
that?
can see the. That's the history one. That's the alternate histories. That's one way that Hitler died.
That's very adult.
Yeah. So you have them being brought in by dark magic through the Russians. You have Vladimir Dracula being one of the origins, and then you have them being on this planet because they have taken over so many things, or this moon, or whatever it was. So and the fact that you also, and this is the other reason why I also like that they can easily be tied
The
together.
monster was a completely different monster.
No. Well, that's why I said these three monsters.
This is just a list of
particular-
wallpapers.
Yeah, this is just.
I know, but I'm just saying that the garbage monster was a completely
Yeah,
different
I'm just
monster.
saying these three monsters.
The monsters from the mechs didn't really look the same as the other monsters.
I thought they looked
No,
like
they
the
looked
ones
like
from
Starship
the.
Trooper monsters, and the ones from the Secret War seemed more like Buffy the Vampire Slayer monsters. I think they look distinct, but it might just be my memory playing tricks on
And
me.
also the fact that you have werewolves in it.
Werewolves was cool. I don't remember Dracula's balls getting shot off, so I need to watch it again.
Or him saying in Latin,
Which one was that?
whatever.
Was that the first one?
That was the most interesting death scene I think I've ever seen.
the Soul
And
Sucker.
the Soul Sucker one.
Or Sucker, or I mean, that's Sucker of Souls,
When the
episode
kid
5.
gets
The Sucker
killed.
of Souls wasn't that kind of like Indiana Jones-ish. They were kind of going through.
Sort of.
They were going through Dracula's
Right.
lair, and then they had some mediocre time.
Like I said, the most interesting death.
Archaeologist and
And
But they
and
were they vampires really?
that's what I was saying. It's like, what if you're? That's why there's
Those were different monsters too, because they were more sentient.
Which
the other
ones?
monsters weren't. The Soul Sucker one.
Actually, I thought they all had very decent
I think it's
sentientness.
funny.
Especially, well, and also Dracula would, because he is the head vampire, while the rest of them are his minions.
This death scene, though,
Yes.
it was interesting.
which one?
It's the Soul Sucker one.
The Soul
How they
Sucker one.
just sliced him down
When
the
the
center.
Korean kid gets got.
Joey is like, I have no idea what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about, and
I
it
know.
sounds so crazy.
It still sounds insane.
This scene.
I'm going to have to really hunt it down. I recommend to
I'll
watch
have
it.
to just watch it.
So this
I burned through it fairly quickly, and I thought they had a very similar...
This does remind
style.
me of a Penny Arcade comic. The two characters, I can't think of their names right now because it's been a while since I've read Penny Arcade, but they're talking about a video game and the guns in a video game, and they're like, yeah, no, I prefer the one gun because it'll put the hole in a person the size of a basketball. But they're sitting in a park with their kids like playing or something like that, and there's this old lady like sitting there getting more and more horrified as they talk about like murdering people in video games, but they never say it's in a video game, right? They're just
So
talking
she's
about
just-
like murdering people in these like horrible ways and like the best gun to like kill people. And this old lady's just like, oh my gosh. It's kind of like this, I think. So,
I'd say it's very similar.
yeah,
I feel like an old lady right now.
pretty sweet. You kind of look like an old lady, to be honest.
I think Netflix is at a point where it's just spraying money at anything that it like can have any chance on.
And that's okay.
Well,
I think
honestly,
so.
it's nothing
working
different than
out.
most other channels do.
Yeah.
This is just all... You have a lot in one giant thing.
Yeah, but I just hope they don't like do a History Channel where they're like, we found one thing that we like that seems to be working, so we'll just go with that.
Aliens.
The thing is like they've had really popular shows and they aren't just sticking with them. Like they'll kill shows off, they'll start new shows, and I think they're trying to stay diverse, and I think they're on board with that.
I think they also have a difficulty with licensing, as more and more places are like, you know what, we're going to do it ourselves. Like Disney's going to do that.
Yeah, they've been spinning up more and more of their own content. I
They're
think
gonna
last
have
year they
to.
spent like $20 billion on like homegrown content.
If they don't continue to do that, they're not going to survive. Because other places are going to do their own streaming, and Netflix isn't going to have anything left to stream.
Actually, even Hollywood is still fighting tooth and hair to make sure things still go
Tooth
to...
and nail.
That too. Still go to theaters. Because Will Smith's kids... What? Just continue with it. Will Smith's kids are going to be in new movies they're set up, and they had to be locked into a contract that this movie... this movie will be released to theaters for X amount of time. And if they didn't agree to it, they were going to kick them out as actors.
So, there was a little bit of hoopla about Netflix or about streaming only movies and like the Oscars because the Oscars was talking about not. Did we talk about this on the podcast?
No,
already?
but I just know about it.
So
I don't remember talking about
Steven
it.
Spielberg, I believe. I don't want to say for sure that it was Steven Spielberg, but he was trying to push real hard for the Oscars not to consider any movies that didn't have any theater time. And so one of the movies that Netflix had that they actually won their first Oscar for, I believe it was Oscars. I'm sorry if I'm butchering this. But anyways, that the only reason that it was like non-contentious or whatever is because it did spend a little bit of time in the theater. And it won an
know what
Oscar.
movie
It
it
was like
was?
their first Oscar. I don't remember what it was.
So
I'll have to look it up.
But like even like the Attorney General or someone was like weighing in on this, and it may end up being like that big lawsuit about like what's the definition of a movie.
well, the requirement that they have there is really dumb too. It's like it has to have X amount of showtime in a theater in that county in California. And so they could literally just have a building that just plays it on repeat, and they're like, okay, it's free or whatever, and then that movie's eligible.
Right. So, but I think they're going to end up not. The last thing that I heard about it was that they're going to end up not having that requirement, and then just anything feature length is considered a movie or something like that.
It was,
So,
I think Roma.
Yeah, I think
it
that
wasn't one that I'd seen.
I think
No,
they need to
I
get
haven't
rid of
seen
that
it either.
requirement because it makes it more about like the format than the media, and that's not
Right.
not a good
Well,
direction.
I'm not a big fan of like award shows, anyways. So
Right, but the people who make the movies are like it's
Right.
nice to be
it's
recognized
for
your
them.
work.
Yeah, for them. So I can see that for sure. But yeah, I just want to continue getting.
Maybe there's some similarity there.
So I'll
but-
mostly go because of the art style is why I saw more similarity between these than a lack. Because the one is the Dracula, the other one is the Secret War. And they do look like, the Secret War do look like a more hungry, less well-fed minion style, while Dracula looks more Dracula, leader, head of the vampire race.
Yeah, but they also implied that they were much, much, much older because they were locked away in a what was it? An Egyptian, right? An Egyptian tomb forever. It wasn't like they were.
But that's the thing. Is,
It was
you
like
know,
in the 40s.
Is Dracula real? I guess is Dracula really the beginning? Well, but Dracula's old. Dracula's older than 40s.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. The other ones came from like a spirit realm, I guess.
A demon.
Because what it sounded like you were trying to say was that they were
I guess the
brought
origin,
forth
yes.
from the Russians, during World War II. But
and the Dracula would be
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So maybe the origin is the,
So that's why I think that they're just. I just think they're disparate stories, and I'm fine either way. I don't care. One thing I will say, I was thinking about this after watching Endgame. I don't know that we've talked too much about it. We did talk a little bit.
We
about
talked about
Endgame.
it last week
And
because it's fairly fresh.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. But one thing, we watched it again on Monday. Anna and I did. It's a second time in the theater because we really, really enjoyed it. And I still cried and I laughed and everything. That was great. But one thing that I really liked about that is I have talked about the epic stories before, and this really puts a cap on this really good epic story, and I kind of hope that they just kind of let it in there as far as like Avengers and not try to do any more of that. Like they could do other people in there and whatnot, but I really hope that they kind of take most of these characters and just kind of we'll put a pin on it and call it good. Because I think that was a good ending, and I don't think more needs to be said, honestly.
Unfortunately, there will be. These characters are going to be continued use. They did, the stuff and whatever, but
because I know that
yeah.
there's another Spider-Man movie coming out here pretty soon, which looks really good, and I want to see it. But I don't know. I kind of would like to just see him finished. Like,
well,
I'd like to
I
see a
guarantee there's
completed
going to be more
product.
Guardians, right? I mean, everybody loves those, and the music tracks make them a ton of money.
I know
Just
if,
that.
Well,
if Disney
okay.
starts liking the director again.
Yeah, but so the thing is,
I think they're on board with him again, right?
They haven't. They weren't last time I know.
I don't
knew
think
about.
so. Did you not hear about that?
I thought they were back on board with him. Maybe they aren't.
I don't know, but I think the actors and stuff, it kind of split apart. I think I don't know. I don't know. Last I heard about it was like a year ago, whatever. But I'm cool with them doing like individual movies and stuff like that, and maybe like having a shout out to one or the other. But I don't want to see another like.
How about a Black Widow movie?
I don't, and that's fine.
There's supposedly a Black Widow movie coming out.
No. That's fine. What I'm saying though is like we don't need. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong, but like this whole epic story thing was pretty awesome.
That was good.
Yeah, James Gunn is back on for
As of
Guardians
March
3.
15th.
Oh, dang! Just happened, huh?
Yeah, they're back on board with him though.
Like almost 2 months ago, but yeah.
I think that would also make sense why they, turned one of their rides into a Guardians ride at Disney.
Which is basically still just the Hollywood Tower of Terror, but
Hey, I mean, that thing is terrifying.
It's the Guardian Breakout.
Yeah, so whatever way they theme it, it's still scary.
And when you help them break out, at the very end, Star-Lord literally goes, should we really be thanking them? They really didn't do any of the work.
you're not wrong.
Yeah, the attractions
Just
really
along
just
for the
have to be geared towards whatever generation is their target at that point. And it's kids, right? And young people. And they don't care about the Hollywood
What are you talking
Tower
about?
of Terror.
It's not most of yeah, over in so this is in California Adventure, which is not called that anymore, but is it? Or did they only change the pier part?
They only changed the pier part.
Okay.
They have a Tower of Terror in
Was-
both of them.
Was
No.
there too much peer
Tower
pressure?
of Terror in
No.
Oh, they converted one of them, but not both.
Tower
I
of
enjoyed
Terror.
It. It was good.
Thanks.
All right, Tower of Terror
Peer
in
pressure.
Disneyland is
Bill,
now
I'm talking over you.
Guardians.
I deserve
Okay,
that, dear
but they
listeners.
left the Disney World one alone.
Currently.
Okay,
I can tell you're a veteran. That hurt.
that's interesting.
I've been picking things up and putting them back down.
So strong.
I think you're gonna bruise my arm.
That
I'm
Jim's been
fragile.
working for him.
I'm a software developer. I'm fragile.
You can come to the gym with me.
You want to go see Jim, Ted?
People end up getting pregnant. I'm not. No.
Well, pregnant, or they can really slap people. So
Yeah.
the
You want me
choice
getting
is
violent,
yours.
Jana?
I don't want you to be violent.
I don't want that either.
Ted, blink twice if you need help.
That was 3 times. What does that mean?
He's unsure.
That means you just hit me.
Slapped. It was open.
It sounded like a hit.
That makes it okay. It was open hand, guys. It was open hand.
Actually, that was just
Don't
my
call the
finger-
cops. It was open hand.
That was just my fingertips.
It's a hate-hate relationship.
I hate getting hit. It still hurts. Stop touching it.
We just happened really hard then. Should we?
Fun times.
Yeah, no.
So, Detective Pikachu is coming out. Will have come out by the time
Oh,
this is.
and
We're gonna
it-
talk
it was-
about something else now.
It was already leaked online.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. It was on YouTube. We watched it. It was good.
It's already off. It's not.
Man, it's
not
got a
even.
lot of heart.
It was leaked by Ryan Reynolds.
I
It has
don't
the-
expect it to do well, to be honest. Like, it had a good intro, but it just kind of went downhill after there.
I don't know, man. I think it'll be enjoyable. It's like a generational film, right? Like this is one that you're gonna like buy it and you're gonna hand it down to the grandkids.
This, are you going to put the link to the YouTube video of it leaked on the
Yes.
show notes?
Yeah, just be prepared for spoilers.
Yeah. Definitely go watch it and see what you think, and then go to the theater and see it and see
compare.
what you think.
Well, I mean, if you just watch on YouTube, you can save some money. So
That's true.
take your pick.
Yep.
It might be a good, heart rate. Raises your heart rate a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
And if you still play Pokemon Go,
Pokemon Go. They have it. They're gonna have a Detective Pikachu crossover.
They already have
Yeah,
it.
it
I know
started.
They have it.
You can
There's-
take selfies with your companion Pokemon that you walk around, and every once in a while, a Detective Pikachu will photobomb you, and that means he's nearby. And
I
then
didn't
you
know
can
that.
Catch him, and he'll have that little cute hat.
Ooh.
It seems to be the first selfie of the day. That's the one he photobombs. I don't know if he'll photobomb you again. My girlfriend's been playing it, in the last 2 days she's gotten Pikachus with the first photo.
You can
Anthony's
take
gonna do
selfies
it
with your
right now.
companion.
Yeah, apparently.
As soon as he figures out how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at that.
So figure out how to take a selfie, and you can have Detective Pikachu in your selfie. Solving the mysteries like a Detective Pikachu does.
So I can't figure out how to.
In other Netflix news, they're planning on making a live-action Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, we talked about that while you were out.
Oh man, Ted seems surprised by it. It must have been when he was out too.
No, I heard. I just was going to say that I'm not at all
They-
excited about it because there are other live action
Yeah.
versions of anime have been
Death
disappointments.
Note.
Okay, but
Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist.
Death Note was okay.
I thought Death Note was good for its live action version.
But you got to think about it this way. So Cowboy Bebop is almost Firefly, right? Firefly was wonderful.
It made it
And-
almost an entire season.
And
Is
so
Joss
now-
Whedon writing it?
I don't know.
Is
I
he
don't know.
directing
I
it?
don't know.
Does Joss Whedon have anything to do with it?
I don't know, but they
No,
have.
then it
they,
doesn't
they
matter.
seem like they have a solid cast so far, and it's got Netflix money behind it. And I'm hoping that they're going for like a Firefly-esque type Cowboy Bebop feel. It might be wonderful.
But it's still probably being presented in just like one
Oh, it's
length
already
film,
on Netflix?
right?
No, it's not already on Netflix. This is the holding spot.
Sorry, Anna.
So you can add to your list.
I think that's the problem with the Netflix live action is that they try to take an entire series and try to actually explain it within about 90 minutes. So it's
Yeah,
very difficult to get
that
everything
can
in.
be a problem. Like, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right.
Well, but okay, so when they do it within 90 minutes, that's one thing. That's why I like when they do the series, like the eighth Sense, Sense8. It was Wachowskis need a long time to tell stories, and it made it good because look at like The Matrix and
That's sensational.
I know Sensational.
Sensational.
Yes.
Oh, that was funny. That was a good way to go, Ted. Oh, it says TV miniseries. So
There
that
you
means
go.
it's not
It's
going to be
not
a
a
movie.
movie.
It's going to be a series.
Yes,
So that could be good. We'll see.
but hopefully it's not because okay, how would you feel? A 1-for-1 with the anime?
No, I wouldn't want that either.
Or a
But-
totally different story with similar ideas compared to the cartoon.
That would be okay if they do it okay. That's the thing. They got to do it okay. And like, if you're gonna try and follow the story, I don't know. I think if you try to condense it
Gotta
down,
catch a Smeagol.
It has John Cho, and he's gonna be Spike.
I
So
know you mentioned that already.
Oh man, yeah, he.
What he's White Castle guy, right?
yes.
One of the two.
Yeah, he's one
But
of the
he
two.
did like action stuff after that, right?
He's
I
also
think he's been in quite a bit of stuff.
did Selfie, which was a smarter than it was for people of like an old play but modernized.
I don't.
I forget which
You're
one it was.
trying to Tell me.
All right, never mind.
now. I apologize. Like
Continue
that.
on. Sir, this is White Castle, Star Trek.
They're gonna have the director from the original, like as a consultant on that too. So maybe that'll help.
Maybe. We'll see. If they do, that says 10 episodes. Those all say 10 episodes. So that looks like there might be 10 episodes.
Hey, look, it was Flo.
Or maybe that was something else.
Oh, where they're
This is
in
that
for 10
show,
episodes?
right? It says 10 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, series produced by 10 episodes. Yeah, a lot of things say 10 episodes
Yeah, so maybe
Probably.
maybe there are going to be 10 episodes of it.
for the first season.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I loved Cowboy Bebop. I was a huge, still. I mean, it was a good show. I really liked it. It's the reason that Anna and I want a corgi.
It is. Corgis are
I think it's
cute.
a lot of people.
And there's a guy at work called Eddie that I always call Radical Edward, and he just looks at me and he's like, bro, I don't know what you're saying, bro. But,
Okay,
Forgot an additional bro.
bro. Yeah, he says bro
There
a
you
lot.
go.
so the director also did Daredevil and Punisher,
The movie or the series?
the series, the Netflix series,
Didn't watch
and The
those.
Witcher when it finally decides to come out.
Didn't watch those.
It hasn't come out, so you haven't seen it yet.
Well,
It's another Netflix.
didn't watch it.
It's what could be your favorite thing. Video game turned in. Oh no, book turned into video game turned into TV show.
Was the video game any good? I heard it was good.
A lot of people like it.
The Witcher's awesome.
I've heard the book is awesome.
Never gonna. I'll watch the show when Anna turns it on. Because Anna
I
loves
guess-
her some video game movies, don't you, Anna?
I get, but
Admit it.
It might break your rule because it is a
I enjoy
a book.
them.
It's a book first.
Video
Maybe.
game movies
Maybe.
are oftentimes terrible.
They're always horrible. There's
Game. I have a.
maybe one exception.
There's a good game movie.
Clue.
Donkey Kong
Clue.
Fistful of Quarters.
No, Clue. And I'm looking forward to the remake of Clue with Ryan Reynolds.
What about Tetris? Wasn't that supposed to come out?
It did. I thought.
I remember hearing about it. I never saw it at the theater that I can remember.
Anybody know how to take a selfie in Pokemon Go? I can't figure it out.
I can show you after the podcast.
Do you
is
really
over.
know how?
Yeah, there's a picture mode.
There is, but you can't flip the camera around.
It's not really a selfie.
I don't. Maybe it didn't come out. No, there's Pac-Man and stuff like that. Or it's not Pac-Man.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a Tetris music. It says
Yeah.
Untitled Tetris Sci-Fi Project.
Tetris
That's probably
99.
right, that. No, that's a game. So what that is 99 players
Yeah,
play
I-
Tetris all at the same time.
I was like, I knew it was a game, but I was thinking maybe they did a movie of it too.
I think this is it.
Yeah, I think you're right. It hasn't come out. It was supposed to. It was last updated in 2017.
In the year 3000 XX, mankind has finally reached the ability to travel at light speed using block-like spaceships called tetroids. Deep in the universe lies the question to human existence. Could tetroids be the answer? No, because they get destroyed when you make a line.
Aw.
Sounds interesting.
No, it doesn't.
I'm intrigued.
Doesn't even
man,
sound monster truck
That's
interesting.
kind of horrifying. Like all these ships are like warping into like their new home planet, and
They
then like
connect.
the last one, the long one, warps in. And it's like doo, doo, and then they just all pop.
Yeah,
They
they
all disappear.
Hopefully everyone's off, and then
Right.
you don't have any worry about cleanup.
Well, I guess the long ship though. I mean, as soon as that warps in, those people they're done.
No.
Unless he warps in
Wait,
properly.
Unless
sideways.
their ship disappears on them, and then they just, hopefully the ship's
just
not too
stuck.
long.
They're stuck in space, and if they want to get to the planet, they're going to have to rip off their own arm and throw it in front of them.
Would you
Yeah.
say they're lost in space?
Ah.
No, I wouldn't say
Oh,
that.
okay.
They know where they are.
We probably should wrap things up, though.
All right.
Famous last words.
You missed the first time, and then the second time, you hit them both.
Go watch Detective Pikachu.
I can't figure out how to take a selfie in Pokemon Go still.
Pika selfie!
Oatmeal is chowder.
Pikachu.